Hello, I'm in the garden in London, in Kensington, and we're going to have a champagne versus English sparkling wine event. I'm really excited about that. I brought a nice champagne. I'll tell you more shortly. Hello, I'm with Sophie, Vignette Wine. Hi, Sophie.
Hello.
What do we have here? Champagne. And you?
Yes. Sophie and I used to be neighbours. We're both called Sophie, we're both interested in wine. Sophie's French, I'm English, and so really it was only a matter of time before this was going to happen. The thing that makes them exciting is the passion that all the producers have, because if you think about it, there's really not that much money in it for them at the moment. If you're not going into making sparkling wine for the money in the short term, you are going in because you have a long-term vision. There are so many. Some of the big names that you might see commonly on wine lists is Nye Timber, one of the biggest, with the kind of biggest investment behind it. Hattingley Valley, one of the highest quality. Chapel Down, Bolney Estate is another one to know. They're one of the older, kind of more longest running producers. Global warming, firstly, which is also where you have champagne producers buying up land in the UK. And in the south of England, there's large portions of it that share the same geological substructure as Champagne, which is known as the Paris Basin, which is a chalk substructure. That's one of the things that English producers will talk about, the fact that it shares the same kind of geological terroir, at least, as Champagne. So, Sophie Sommelier, tell me, why is it that you think that Champagne is still better than English sparkling wine, if indeed that's what you still think?
Well, that's still my statement, and I think I'm going to stick to it until the end of the evening, because I don't even have a proper name for it. It's 3 words: English sparkling wine. I'm already tired, but just by saying it, when champagne, it floats, it's nice, it's lovely. Maybe 20 years, 30 years that they've been making this English sparkling wine, and I heard they still have technical issues. They're still trying to figure out the production method, what to do. I think they have a chance of having something nice, but you can't compete with centuries of winemaking. It's a question of also being reliable on the long run. Can you say that your English sparkling wine is that reliable? I'm not really sure. What is inside?
This is a 2009, because Sophie's picked a vintage 2009 as well. So 2009 Western Estate. The winemaker is a guy called Dermot Segru, who is one of the UK's best winemakers. Really old estate, but it's only recently that they've got into the winemaking business, changing it from a turkey production facility to really top quality winemaking.
Oh, so that's what you have to challenge me, a turkey.
A turkey farm wine.
And the packaging, the blue label, you think that is gonna help
don't
people
judge
in
people
a
by
blind
their
tasting.
past.
All right.
Many awards, many gold medal awards at international competitions.
Stop it.
I'm hoping it's going to be a good one.
No.
Don't let me down.
So I'm going to open for you this nice bottle of Couvreur Prague 2009 Champagne Millésimé. So it means it's a vintage champagne from 2009. And why I've selected this bottle for you tonight, it's because Couvreur family been doing champagne for around 3 generations, and then came into the picture Mr. Prague, who is originally from Cambodia. So this is something quite different. It's the union of 2 cultures. So it's also showing that champagne is not for old champagne families, that is evolving, that is changing. And let me open the bottle nicely. Yeah, it's really nice. I'm confident now. I'm gonna win. Going to try this one. English Fizz. Very pleasant nose, I have to admit. Extremely creamy. It's a people's pleaser. Gonna be tough. It's annoyingly really nice. I'm here with our jury to just hear. So I'm going to ask them a few questions about the knowledge of English sparkling wine and champagne. You have a bias?
Probably towards champagne. English sparkling seems like a bit of a novelty thing.
I think it's delicious, but I find it interesting that it's priced at the same price point as champagne, basically.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in the producing country.
It's because of the labour market, it's because it's still a really niche boutique production. We just haven't got the volume, we haven't got the big cooperatives, we haven't got the infrastructure, And at the beginning of the process, it's just a very capital intensive process. You have to lay these things down for years.
So we are hiding the bottles and almost ready to pour.
These wines are chosen because they were the most entry-level wines in Leo and Sandeman. So it was an exercise in, if I buy the cheapest English sparkling and the cheapest champagne, how do they compare?
So what notes do you get on the first one?
Fresher,
Apples.
more lighter, more fresher. It's definitely the yeasty, biscuity.
You were saying the bubbles on the second one, you think that they are a bit...
much more coarse, if I can say that.
So I think they're both good wines. If I had to guess, I would say that the second one is French champagne. The reason I would say that is that the UK is a cooler climate, and maybe the acidity and the green fruit in this one would suggest that that maybe it's come from the UK. I actually prefer the second one because I'm a sucker for the sort of brioche notes.
All right. So everybody prefer number one that we have here. Everybody thinks that number one is English Fizz. Mm-hmm. Are you right? Are you wrong? You said that the mousse was nicer, that it was more zesty, it was fresher, it was a style that was really enjoyable and a nicer balance. Number one is the champagne.
Whoa.
Very good.
One for champagne.
That's surprising.
Number three or number four?
Number 3.
3 or 4?
Number 3. I think it's more complex, it's more interesting. You can pick up a lot more different flavors than number 4.
I like the freshness.
I definitely prefer number 3.
4.
For me, it's number 3 because I think it's quite complex, it's well-rounded, got a bit of taste, a bit of brioche, and then number 4 is just literally bitter for me in the aftertaste.
I find number 3 massively acidic. And it makes me kind of
Cringe.
pucker.
Yeah.
Number 4, I just find it smoother.
We are coming to the end of our challenge, champagne versus English sparkling wine, and the favorite for the crowd was the number 3. So we are disclosing what is number 3. Sophie is going to open it and tell us what it is. She herself doesn't remember.
This was my favourite one. I just found it a lot less acidic and more rounded than number 3. I just thought it was a lot more elegant.